take you now to Mankessim because tensions are rising in Mankessim as residents accuse Parliament of dragging its feet on the Ewoya Lithium project. The residents have threatened to protest if the delay continues. Traditional leaders are struggling to hold tensions down, appealing to the president to fulfill his campaign promise and ensure the lease is rectified. Emmanuel Givenu has more in our episode. Today's episode precisely of Hope on Pause, the Lithium Promise.
Freeze on all developments remains in force within the Mankessim Ewoya enclave. Residents are still waiting for Parliament to ratify the Ewoya lithium mining lease. The delay leaves families unsure of what comes next, and many are turning the frustration towards traditional leaders who asked them to cooperate 2 years ago. The chief linguist for the Mankessim traditional area, Kwame Isel, says he supports the project, but the slow parliamentary process now places all the pressure on traditional authorities.
Onkoro na manu so ada se so kwanete anu ama na nyantum o sai wo kun wa ba sisi ya mi aso adan me ya adwuma me ya hwe na ada ya sister rara no so adan on pufi nde se ya ko se ya reba ate adwonyo na ade.
Young men who should be farming are now tired of waiting, and some are openly planning protests because they believe traditional leaders are hiding information. The chiefs are constantly appealing for restraint, but these conversations are becoming more difficult.
That's a young man and cry. I hear about to take cocoa. That I chaban or sat on the bed, baby and hard. Then you had the baby and I. I will brag a young mogo. Make a tembo. You better side of my moe, baby. Shall brag him at dry. I want no beer. Get the beer boga, cost walk away. Now, since I said, now, yes, I want to unquote. You can see the baby now. You want one baby.
Paramount Chief of the Nkusukum traditional area, Nana Okesi Esando IX, says he is now managing rising agitations almost every week and has had to step in several times to stop residents from demonstrating because they fear losing their farmlands and homes without compensation.
I'm not in the agro.
Get a broke, and I'm a bit Gupana. Osana has maybe Anya. What was I pay? Yeah, by into Bessie's message, I paradigm, I pass a man yet. And I ever season a man, and says a man yet. A man by the pay, by into Bessie's.
You see, I don't hear from the day. When I stop with man. Dear dear crow, yam young qua. Say, I'm a fair and quiet, you crony young qua.
This led to so many agitations, which could have led to demonstrations and anarchies. And as I sit here, I tried my possible best as Omahin to avert most of them by appealing to the people who wanted to demonstrate and explain issues to them.
Every passing month increases mistrust towards traditional leadership. Chiefs say they are now carrying the burden of defending a process that only Parliament can unlock, and some residents no longer believe explanations from the palace.
It is making some of us like, let me use the word, like we are liars. We are not telling them the truth. Because we go to meeting, we come and tell them that things are on course, and they see nothing. Please, use your good office and try your possible best and have this project ratified for
The chiefs can only hold back anger for so long. And if Parliament continues delaying the ratification, traditional leaders may soon struggle to calm residents who feel their future has been put on pause without explanation.
I say na you do more kasi you do before complain no what take family what take family o man mo pay for he dey time for take o man ya family why ya dam so jama wa mam ka da motu makran I saw you pram ya say ya pera ya to be man ya to be so yen sin we because I didn't want you to me na pay for ba ko won mo kwa mo sa zero abana ne de ngo ba o ya de mo so o hwem ma yipi o makata na sam me de one side na one side na mo do kun ya na wo yen wo to me ya ewu anta kata one side.
During the 2024 general election campaign, many residents say they listened carefully when the then candidate John Dramani Mahama visited the Central Regional House of Chiefs and promised swift attention to the lithium mining lease if elected. Chiefs in this enclave say they repeated the assurance to the people and it now contributes to the pressure they are facing. Osajefo Amanfo Edu the Sixth is the paramount chief of Mankessim traditional area.
I was so happy about the answer you gave. Your answer had two parts. The first part was that, as at that time, the party in power had the majority. So if they want to approve it, they could.
Nana Mankessim, it can't be true that the opposition is against the lithium project because why do they call us the minority? We don't have the numbers. They are more, there are 138 of them. And so how can we stop anything? If they want to pass it, they'll pass it because they have the numbers.
The turntable has turned. Your party, NDC, is in power. So if they want to approve it, they can. And I know for sure that because Cabinet has approved it, it means it's a deal. You also made a very valuable statement, and I learned a lot from it. You made me hear for the first time the word stranded assets. It came from you, Your Excellency. I will urge you, if your people can play that address, the response to my question when you came to the Regional House of Chiefs.
Research is going on, and new sources for these electric vehicles are being discovered beyond lithium. Recently, the Japanese have discovered some other way of creating these electric vehicles that don't use lithium. And so as these inventions are coming, right now lithium is the favorite choice for batteries for electric vehicles. But if we don't mine it quickly, a time will come they'll discover something else, and the value of lithium will go down. It has already come down with some of the new inventions that are being announced. So if we have this resource, the better we mine it as quickly as possible and take advantage of it. Otherwise, if time passes by, we have what we call stranded assets. You have an asset, but it's stranded. There's no longer any need for it. And so I think that is something, this is a national cause. If that revenue comes, it's going to come to help the whole nation, not only Mankessim. So it's something that all of us must support. And Nana, me and you are on the same wavelength. We'll work together to make sure that this thing goes forward.
So the aspect of the majority and the aspect of the stranded assets, they've all turned in your favor. Do something now.
For now, chiefs will continue to ask residents to remain patient, but they admit the pressure is rising, and without parliamentary action, the possibility of demonstrations and civil unrest will become harder to prevent. Emmanuel Chivenu, Joy News, Central Region.
Well, let's explore this further here on The Pulse. Let me bring in Osajifo Amanfo Edu VI. He's the paramount chief for Mankessim traditional area. We appreciate your time here on The Pulse. We've just been hearing you tell us how dire the situation is on the grounds. But for individuals who just tuned in, every week, how many of some of these protest threats do you have to deal with on the grounds?
Well, thank you. The reality is that Fansaman is a very big area with 4 traditional areas. So we have Mankessim traditional area, Nkusukum traditional area, Anomabo traditional area, then Abazi Dominasi. Then so far as the lithium is concerned, it also going to include one of the project affected areas is Abura traditional area. So, and there are pockets of communities. So sometimes some of these agitations may come from a particular community. So the other paramount chiefs or other traditional areas may not know anything about it. But let's talk about realities. Whether it is any of the traditional areas, the key issue now is this, that Parliament must do whatever it can to ratify the lease. From my experience as a miner, what I know is that the most difficult of all the permits to be obtained before mining commences is the one from the Environmental Protection Agency. And in the case of the Eweya project, the EPA organized 2 public forums. The first public forum was organized at Eweya, one of the project-affected communities, and the second one was organized at Krampakrom, where you showed the agitations. And thereafter, all the processes, due processes that needs to be done so that the EPA issues its environmental permit in line with LI 1694 of 1999 has been done. Even another crucial issue is that environmental permit is time bound. And if we don't take care, it's also going to expire. That means the whole process will have to start again. Well, what I can tell you is that we, the project affected paramount chiefs, myself, Mankessim, Nkusukum, and Abra, in fact, we had an invitation to face the parliamentary committee for land and forestry last week, Wednesday. The assurance given us is very positive. But the question is, because of the way previous assurances did not materialize, we find it very difficult to go back to our people and tell them.
Did Parliament give you any timeline during your meeting with them?
Well, we appealed that the ratification should be granted before they break for Christmas holidays. That was our request. But we learned that, as part of the due processes, various stakeholders, they advertised the whole process as specified in law. And various stakeholders, CSOs, whatever, have really written to them. So they did not want to short circuit it. They wanted to make sure that all those people who have presented various petitions they wanted to meet everybody who has presented a petition so that at least they get to know what their issues are.
And as we wrap up briefly, did they give you a timeline as to when they'll be done with this meeting?
No.
Okay.
We have had our 10. Like I said, last week, Wednesday, 3rd December, we had our 10. And we learned that others will be coming.
So no timeline as we speak?
Sorry?
So no timeline, official timelines from Parliament as we speak?
No.
Thank you so much. Osagyefo Amanfo Edu the 6th. He is Paramount Chief for Mankessim Traditional Area. We appreciate your time here on The Pulse. Well, away from that, we would be giving you a special conversation here on The Pulse after this quick turn, because get ready for Dirty December with Joy.